Swoop swash. Bing bong. Trick or treat, chat. Joke's on you. There's no tricks in the house. It's only treats. We already did Ghost Trick.
Yeah.
But I hope you are enjoying our correct thumbnail. The official Madolce mat with a terrible fall filter over it. It's so orange. But it's what it is.
It's from Deus Ex Human Revolution.
Everything is slightly gold tinted.
Are
but
you
yeah,
prepared for diabetes? From how cute they are.
Yes, Architect. Yeah, this is the Orion failed portrayal. Actually, do we have any cards? There's a few cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! I think that are named Orion. That might be funny sometime. Yeah. No idea what happened. I probably was clicking through and grabbed the wrong sepia-toned thumbnail because I had to. Shockingly, chat, despite how low quality this is, I did have to shrink this thumbnail twice to get it under 2 megs for YouTube's file size limit. So, that's probably where the thumbnail must have gotten misfiled somewhere in there. Anyway, yeah, so we're going to talk about Madolce tonight. And I'm going to say the reason why we're going to do that is thanks to Marth, the Sate on our Discord. Well-known, hopefully, from some of our previous actual plays, and also was one of our big players in the progression tournament series we did for a while there. And also, our, lore master timekeeper on did we do a fail portrayal or not, because, shit, I've forgotten again. I always think to myself, I need to actually go in the playlist and count how many fail portrayals there are. Because we've probably missed some funny milestones. But, he pointed out when I was shopping, or probably a couple weeks ago now, the idea of, a Halloween-themed episode. He found that in a pre-Master Duel, pre-Duel Links, I think, even, mobile game, I think it was Duel Arena, just one of the games, the early games that Konami put on phones, which was just, hey, you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! On your phone? There was a Halloween-themed pack, and it included basically lots of archetypes we'd already done. Skull Servants, Ghost Tricks, Vampires. But for some reason, probably because of the treat part, Madolce was in there. So we're going to do Madolce as our Halloween special. We're going to get back to you with Fire Kings next week. Though I am happy to announce, kind of out of nowhere, Master Duel added another solo mode that I don't think we've done yet, because we would have complained a lot. It's Bujin. Bujin is their new solo mode. We'll talk about it when we inevitably have to do that episode in 2 or 3 weeks, because it is a new solo mode. But the Bujin lore is just really a basic bitch. It's just we're retelling, the Japanese founding myths again. In case you couldn't tell by the fact that they're named stuff like Kagetsuchi, Susanoo, and Amaterasu. The solo mode itself is okay, except for one of the loner decks I have not been able to complete because, chat, this may shock you, I never played in Zodiac format, and I've never tried to play any Zodiac decks, because in the TCG, most of them are sanely banned. Oh, thank you, Architect, for checking. We are at 105 videos in the Fail Portrayal playlist. Jesus Christ. This is why we need somebody to check what archetypes we've done.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. There's a lot of these videos we've been doing. But I don't know shit about playing Zoos. So they give you a Zoo Bujin deck versus a Zoo Lunalight deck. And hey guys, you know what the one thing that beats Trident is? A monster that can't be destroyed by card effects.
Yeah.
Which is all of the cool Lunalight fusions. So, I literally don't know how to beat a Lunalight OTK with Zodiac Bujin. I don't know why they did this. I don't know why they didn't give me Lunalights, because I could run that deck in my sleep. But meta-wise, Zodiac's way more popular than Luna. But yeah, so that's the other one I haven't been able to crack. But I did have to actually log back into Master Duel because they added Leela Treat sleeves. So I had to go spend my gems.
So.
I'm also debating actually getting back into playing Master Duel some more. The most recent Master Circuit series, which is run by MBT and some friends, streamed on Twitch, was won by Labyrinth. So, as our local group's Labyrinth's strongest soldier, I've been thinking I can probably get back into ladder and just play lab and stop trying to meta chase, because Kashira is in a really weird place where it seems like a lot of people are just main decking counters to Kashira, and also they've heavily restricted consistency cards Kashira needs, like Pot of Prosperity. And so Cash just bricks a lot. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about another deck that has technically been meta in the past, several times. Madolche, which is pronounced that way. Madolche. It's spelled in the OCG render it as Madoruche. So they have a series of monsters that are dessert-themed and have many, many puns in their name. The name of the archetype itself is a pun. In Japanese, the word for magical or magic is mado. So it's mado, magic, and either doll or dolce, as in the Italian word for sweet or dessert. So they are a bunch of dessert-themed people. The main thing is that they're all Earth, but they have a wide variety of different types. They have fairies, spellcasters, warriors, and beasts. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Madolche is an early Xyz deck and has success in that time period in 2012 and 2013, all the way through 2014 during hat format. There, funny enough, was a top 8 place during the Nationals in Ecuador in 2014 that was Ghost Trick Madolche. And so this deck is like super popular all through 2014 and even some into 2015. There's a couple in 2016 that work using Brilliant Fusion. And then they got Link era support in 2019, and this deck was all over the place in top cuts. Not really any wins, but all over the place in top cuts throughout 2019, and then kind of died out as we got into 2020 format. Presumably because Konami has not really given them new support in like 4 years.
I have been fucked with by Madolche and Ladder before.
Yes, Madolche is a very interesting deck. So they're all Earth type, and their primary mechanic, other than their puns, which we will explain all of them, their primary mechanic is, their main thing is not having monsters in your graveyard. So many of them remove themselves from your graveyard. Many of their spell traps remove monsters that are in your graveyard, either put them back in your deck or your hand, etc., etc. And several of their cards have effects which proc if you have no monsters in your graveyard. So they are a deck that is very interesting to play around because they remove some of that interactivity with the graveyard. They also, I mean, they aren't necessarily like better off for experiencing something like a like a Macrocosmos, right? But they can play around Macro a little because they can still activate effects if all their monsters are banished, you know? Most of their effects recycle themselves out of the graveyard rather than be sent there, so there's some stuff going on, but yeah. It's a very interesting archetype, and this means they have some very interesting control effects. A lot of them are small attack numbers, so while that means they can lose to large dudes, they also tend to have a lot of battle tricks and other control effects. Like I said, this deck has basically been popular since it's been printed. You know, phased out a little in the end of 2016, I think, when Link format started, but before they got their, you know, Link 2. And even then, that was enough to bring him back. Oh, by the way, Loth, you'll find this funny. Madolche placed in the top 32 in 2019's Nationals in Australia.
I can see that, yeah. It's
yeah.
Some Australian mad lads like, let me do this, let me cook.
Yeah, literally. So, yeah, there's a lot of funny stuff here. There are enough Madolches, they've had enough waves of support, that I'm just going to go down the line of monsters alphabetically, rather than try and break them up by waves. But let's get into it. And as I said, I think I said that on air, Axe is not with us right now. He will be with us when he can. He has been sidelined by something at the last minute. So we're going to start with Madolche Angeli, which is Angel plus Jelly. There is also an implication, like I said, with the name that the Madolches may also be like, you know, plushies or dolls, toys. So I think that kind of explains why Angeli here has, you know, super deformed proportions. Big head, very simple little legs. Also, she's standing on a jelly that's shaped like a jigsaw puzzle piece.
Here's your Happy Meals toy in this theme set.
Yeah.
That would standy.
So making a Jello in this, or a jelly as some people would call it, making gelatin in this shape is probably not that hard, but would require some extra effort, and I can imagine that being a pain in the butt to make this giant jigsaw-sized tray. But yeah, she's got a spoon. She's got some vague, you know, angel theming going on. I think you can see she's got like some plush wings on the back of her dress, also a little angel wing hair clip.
I mean, it's cute.
Yeah.
That's all I can really come up with. It's just like, oh, look at this little cute thing.
Yep. Nothing, no real details to get into. Some of them have more complex costumes you can talk about. Obviously, like I said, this is Angel plus Jelly.
As someone who has known a few people who love cooking and cooking art, quote unquote, just the effort of having to have these other tiny gelatin hearts and circles on the jigsaw piece would have been a pain.
Yeah, that part would be a pain in the ass. So
gotta get this just right.
Though that does remind me, there's another thing I should say. Like I said, Madolche was pretty popular, but this is relevant right now as we go through a phase where people are once again talking about the cost of Yu-Gi-Oh!, which, you know, goes up and down as time goes on. Though, if you want my personal opinion on the matter, I understand that, yes, Konami could do better about, like, not printing the exact best card in every set as a secret rare. Even though you are guaranteed, like, I think it's minimum 2 secret rares per pack, per box, basically. And you can get more than that. It's not like a guaranteed distribution. Like, Konami could do a little more to spread that out and do multi-rarity printing like the OCG does. And it does kind of suck when you know you're getting a set at the end of the year. And you know you won't see it until the tins of next year, right? That's usually when they reprint stuff. But also, Konami is literally reprinting this 25th anniversary rarity collection that is full of... I mean, there's iconic cards in there. Like, I think there's a Dark Magician in there. But also, this is, like, the 3rd or 4th reprint of, like, Droplet, Lightning Storm. I'm pretty sure there's some pots in there. Like, Konami does reprint staples. They just don't reprint staples right away after they just released a card. And part of the problem, I want to say, is that despite complaining about it, I feel like people who are influential in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Community are too willing to shell out the fucking $100 for SP Little Knight. Just don't. Leave those motherfuckers on the vine. Don't buy it. You can live without playing SP Little Knight for weeks or months, however long it takes for the price to crater. You can do that. You can play Yu-Gi-Oh! Without expensive staples and still have fun.
You say that, but then if they don't buy it, then people who try to turn around the cards will buy it.
I mean, if it bounces back and forth between artificial scarcity, then I guess nobody plays SP Little Knight and it doesn't impact the meta. I also think, though, we should start... Yu-Gi-Oh! should raise the bar and start acting like chess players, and if you have a political or philosophical disagreement with someone, you should just refuse to play them. There's no cash prizes in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, that's the thing, right, guys? There's no cash prizing, so, like, just... There's no investment other than, like, the heightened, you know, clout of getting, like, a world invite or a clear, you know? Maybe get a cool mat. Like, you see somebody play SP Little Knight, and they're talking about how, yeah, I spent $300 for 3 copies of this. You just double fold and move on. Say, no, sir, I would not play Yu-Gi-Oh! With you.
You just Sorry, your earlier chess comment made me think of the dumbest joke, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it.
Are you thinking about the rumors of a certain form of cheating?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, we could those rumors are like that was just something weird the internet made up. Not even the guy who accused that guy of cheating was going on that angle. Ooh, that's well. Hey, guess what,
Spirit?
Spiridon?
Two vibrates if he plays Castura.
If you want to sell those at market price, you're doing well. You've got two of those.
Oh, the card.
Yeah, comment. Sorry, I'm just reacting to comment. Somebody pulled 2 SP Little Knight. So like if you want to play Yu-Gi-Oh in paper, you're great. And if you need to sell them, you've got some emergency money. Like if I ever want to, I'm pretty sure my Starlight Dogmatic Ecclesia is still definitely worth like 3 digits.
Like back when I played Magic the Gathering in my university days, I pulled a card that was supposedly worth like $75. The guy wanted it. He's like, okay, cool. I'll trade you. You give me this one card, I'll give you like 70 of these cards. Just give me a whole
trades.
deck.
So the last thing I want to, because I wanted to get in this discussion, and I got diverted by the Yu-Gi-Oh pop culture there, is Madolche is unfortunately one of those decks that is traditionally expensive to play in paper because a lot of their cards were printed at high rarity and did not receive reprints for several years. If you wanted to get into Madolche like in that 2015, 2016 period, or God forbid the 2019 period for some of these cards, you were paying out the ass because, like, for instance, the card we're looking at right now, Angeli, it was printed in Primal Origin in 2014, which I believe means it's like second or third wave of support, because the earliest deck lists are like 2012, 2013, right? It was an ultra rare then. It was an ultra rare in the Megatin for 2015, the next year. And it was not reprinted as a secret rare until Battles of Legend Armageddon in 2020, which would have been after the resurgence I talked about. So, like, this unfortunately does happen with some decks where they do end up just stilted really weird. I think Konami has been trying to get better about reprints of weird old cards. Like, there are several sets that are like, the Hidden Arsenal type sets where they are reprinting old cards that were printed only once and are super rare. The problem is that the general Yu-Gi-Oh community says that these sets are terrible. So, financially, you guys don't really do anything to encourage Konami to switch up their rarities because you don't want to buy the product where they just reprint old cards that haven't been reprinted in a while. Anyway, let's talk about what Angeli does, actually. So Angeli is a Earth Fairy, level 4. Most of these cards are level 4 because they are a rank 4 Xyz deck. This is why they worked with hands, I believe, specifically. Angeli has 1k, 1k because this is the Xyz era, and stats versus levels no longer matter. You can tribute Angeli, special summon a Madolche from your deck. If you do, it can't be destroyed by battle, but shuffle it back into your deck during the end phase of your next turn. Not your current turn, your next turn. And you can only use this effect of Angeli once per turn. If this card in your possession is destroyed by an opponent's card and sent to your graveyard, shuffle it back into the deck. So you can already see some of our back and forth effects here and there. Where... Sorry, Lucky posted something in Crow Journal that's very funny out of context. I'll screen cap it later. There's Fable Trail. So you can see already, like, this card has an effect to cycle itself back. If it would be destroyed by an opponent's card effect and sent to the graveyard, it just shuffles back in. This means that Madolche is a deck that if your opponent doesn't have specific outs, is great at the grind game. Your cards just keep getting shuffled back into your deck. You never have to worry about running out of cards. And Angeli, can tribute herself to fetch a card that then can't be destroyed by battle, and presumably if destroyed by card effects, shuffles itself back. So, it can work as a blocker. I believe Angeli is very useful because of her ability to fetch any guy out of your deck, which is part of why her high rarity printings are annoying. Alright. Now get ready for an entirely different strain of cute thing. It's Madolche Bapple. In Japanese, by the way, this is Madolche Mepple. Mepuru. It's great.
Oh, are those like little cream puff horns or something for him.
Yeah, got little cream puff horns. You can see kind of the like plushy stitching on its legs.
Even though it's not attached to its head.
Yeah, the pun is a little different in English, but it's definitely supposed to be like, you might think apple. No. It's maple, as in maple syrup. You can see the leaves in the background. So it's a pancake shaped like a jigsaw, with the symbols in the background. Also very fall themed.
Very loaded pancake.
Yeah, this is something you order at like the IHOP and you get it because you got the fucking berries, you've got the butter square, you've got also ice cream, whipped cream,
whipped cream and chocolate.
And then
I was about to say
syrup.
Is that just a straight up cube of butter?
Yeah, no. That's a square slice of butter. You do get that on pancakes sometimes.
Sometimes, yeah. But
as like an accent. But yeah, no. Normally you don't. I don't think
it's melted by then.
I don't think you put that on top of your syrup and your whipped cream and your chocolate, which says "Happy Birthday," probably.
No, you put that first.
Yeah. That said, while this is a very fluffy pancake, this is probably a little easier to pull off than the Jell-O because you just have to like make a really big pancake batter and just cut it into shape.
Mm-hmm.
You can also see some funny stuff in the background.
Use for like a jigsaw piece cookie cutter and just use that.
cube. Yeah. So Bapple, very cute. Like his vibes. Trying to remember if this
is that a weird ass pretzel back there, or am I just seeing?
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be a pretzel. Something like that. It's weird. Not normally associated with pancakes, but you know. But yeah, so Bapple is a beast. You know, this is one of their lines. It's a beast. It's a level 3. It's got 0 attack, 1800 defense. If this card in your possession is destroyed by opponent's card, by battle, or card effect, and sent it to the graveyard, shuffle it back, as you do. Once per turn, you can target one attack position Madolche monster you control and one phase of attack position monster your opponent controls. If both monsters are still on the field, change the defense position. If you do, the ones changed by this effect cannot their battle position change to your opponent's next turn. So Bapple, I believe, is a median tier card. It's one of their first wave of supports. You know, it was released in 2012. It does have the control type effects you are expecting. So, you know, it can basically, you know, flip a couple of your opponent's monsters into defense position, make them stick there. I do like if they're both still on the field, so like if you or your opponent tries to do something cute to dodge the Bapple targeting, it doesn't work. But yeah, definitely feels like one of their earlier support cards. I do not think you would play Bapple much these days. But I guess we're going to stay in the breakfast department.
Just a very cute sheep.
Yes. We're going to stay in the breakfast department because it's time for Madolche Butler Rusk. A rusk, if you don't know, is a type of twice-baked biscuit. I do not know why he is on a waffle and not a biscuit, but here we are.
Actually a pretzel there.
Yes. And a croissant, and an eclair, and some donuts and muffins and stuff. He's just chilling. I'm going to have to assume that, like, the waffle he's standing on either, like, power slides on the syrup or flies or something. Because it just seems like he just, like, does his butlerly duties from on top of this flying waffle.
And he's just floating there.
Yeah, he's just chilling. Pouring some tea, okay? I do love that the teacup and the tea set is candy themed.
Very frilly.
Yes, you can also see the stitching on the side, the kind of like plushy style stitching. But other than that, he a butler. That's it. No notes.
That's it. It's just a tiny cute toy butler.
So this card is one of their very good cards. This is one of your normals. So Butler Rusk, which is part of their original level support, this is 2012, is a Earth Spellcaster. Level 4, 1500 attack, 800 defense. When it's destroyed, it does the shuffle effect. When this card is normal summoned, add one field spell card from your deck to your hand. There must be another face-up Madolche to activate and resolve this effect. This is usually why this card isn't, like, teched everywhere. But, yeah, that's just a generic field spell searcher.
Mm-hmm.
I'm honestly kind of surprised that people haven't found a way to abuse this. I assume the only reason why you can't play Ancient Fairy Dragon Control with this is probably because Madolche doesn't have any inherent tuners. That'd be very funny, though, if they got a tuner in a synchro package. But, yeah, Butler Rusk is a great card. It is a little slow, but I will give you a spoiler for later. Madolche do have a double normal summon card. They have the ability to get an extra normal. And their field spell is really important, but also I love that in 2012, Yu-Gi-Oh! Could be like, oh yeah, we could just put terraforming on a guy. That's not a problem. Meanwhile, terraforming is banned in several formats.
What's the worst that could happen?
This is the part where if this was like not a live stream, but was like an edited video clip, I would insert Mystic Mine with the fucking Moai Oio sound. Yes, I know Mystic Mine is banned now, but still, like, this card, Butler Rusk, came out in 2012, okay? There were many, many years where you could search Mine in this deck if you wanted.
Yeah, just be a real piece of shit.
Great.
Sorry, I'm glad I don't play real-life Yu-Gi-Oh! Because if I came across a guy and I'm like wanting to have dumb nonsense and he just pulls out Mystic Mine, the urge to punch him in the face would be too strong.
Yeah. Sorry, I was fighting a sneeze there. It did not come out.
Okay. Just the tiny yeah.
Yeah, that's as much speaking as I can do. We'll move on to another adorable creature. This is Madolche Chocolate. Did you get it? It's chicks. Chocolate chicks.
I was about to say that the middle one looks like a platypus.
He does look a little bit like a platypus. That's a little because his beak is a little weird.
The one on the bottom left looks like a penguin.
We've got a happy little guy, a shy little guy, a pointy little guy, and a drowning dumbass. Yeah. Or he's just very hungry for chocolate and has chosen death.
In this jigsaw piece shaped pool of chocolate.
Yeah, I assume the idea is it's supposed to be a box of chocolates or maybe chocolate-covered fruits, because you got a few things in there. You got a strawberry, you got a kiwi, you got a lemon slice? Banana? Chunk? I mean, a chocolate-covered banana is legit,
Cracker?
But... yeah, I don't know. It's weird. There's a Pop-Tart in the background also. That's very funny to me.
Each of the birds have a specific plate with a different symbol on it.
Yeah. So, like... but the fact that it's just full of splashy chocolate this would be a pain in the ass. Like, this would be so gross to serve.
Oh, the chocolate fountains.
This is such a...
fun.
It's an adorable little pastry puzzle piece, but
it's cute.
It would be a lot... It has to be like all like those like meld only like fondant, I think, stuff you put on top of cake that you can't make, or it's all like actual plushes they made. Yeah,
this would work better if they weren't actual, because they still have the stitches. If they were actual plushes, this would be a mess. If
that
they were
like the weirdest peeps ever.
Marshmallow peeps. That's what I was gonna say. If they were marshmallows and like, because like obviously this is a still image.
That too.
This is a still image, right? It's frozen. This could just be a cake sculpture, right? Like that could not even be a box. It could just be a cake that's like got chocolate like frosting on top, and they shaped all this. But it makes me feel like it's in motion because this is a beast type, and I'm like, those are just actual, in
anime, you could totally just have like the water river and all the like the marshmallow birds.
God, I'm just trying to picture this being someone in the anime, and the birds are just in there, just.
Also, by the way, I want to say,
I'd love to see Madolche because it'd be like this whole like puzzle the person's putting together.
Yeah, I assume that's kind of how you build BXCs, is you like slap the puzzle pieces together. I want to say in Japanese, this is known as Madolche Pico Chocolate? Pico Latte? Because Pico Pico is the sound of chicks.
I think I missed a few on the way, but like I was deep in a meeting about stuff. So
no, it's fair. We are like 4 deep, but
I think I had to leave like multiple times, but it kept going.
It's okay. This is our 4th card, but there were a couple of divergences. I did talk about how Madolche has surprisingly been a popular deck that has made tops basically since it was first printed in 2012, and stayed pretty consistently until 2016. And then had a little bit of resurgence when they added their Link 2 and hasn't really come back since then. And yes, it is an unfortunate aspect of a lot of their cards were printed at high rarity, so it has been a historically expensive deck to play, which is a little relevant right now. But I'm not going to go down that tangent again. Anyway, Chikolats here is an Earth Beast, level 3. I believe most of the beasts are level 3. It's got 800 attack, 1500 defense. When this card in your possession is destroyed, shuffle it back. Once per turn, when the battle position of a Madolche monster you control is changed and is now face up, so no, like, self-book of mooning or anything. While this card is on the field, except during the damage step... Hold on, I gotta double-check. What year was this printed? Okay, this was 2013. This was Judgment of the Light. This is relatively early.
Yeah.
There are so many conditionals on this, y'all. So if you do all that stuff, you can target a monster on the field, change it to face-up defense position, and if you do, unless it is a Madolche monster, it cannot attack and its effects are negated.
Yep.
So this is a card that was probably pretty decent before. I do think Madolche have some ways to like set their own monsters and do some flipping.
I was about to say, I've never seen this one be played.
I suspect it may have some...
Yeah,
I think it had some use when they first came out and they didn't have a lot of names. And I believe it combos with some of the other cards you mentioned, like Backbone and stuff.
Numeric order?
We're just doing alphabetical order because there's quite a few of these.
I think chronological like helps set the point better, but whatever. Just so much time in the world.
Yeah. No, I thought about doing it by release order, but I was like, we can just do it. We'll play it by ear because I can mention.
Well, the previous 3 cover cards, like how important were some of those? Because I think one of them was important. I don't really.
Butler Rusk is pretty important because he's a normal. And he searches you your field spell, or any field spell. Mm-hmm. And Angeli, I believe, is played. Bapple was not played for similar reasons to Chikolats, or at least not very popular. This Chikolats does kind of let you know what sort of control effects you're dealing with, though. There's a lot of battle position switching and a lot of negating. So there is a lot of the back and forth of this to block up the deck and get in there. Honestly, if I had to guess why Madolche hasn't come back, it's because even with their own Link monster, because they do like having multiple Xyz monsters on the board, but even with their own Link monster, a lot of their effects require turning monsters to defense position, which, as we all know, Links cannot do. I will not reiterate that discussion for the 90th time, or the 105th time, perhaps. But... Oh, Axe won't get that. So if you weren't reading chat, somebody in chat actually counted up how many videos are in the Fail Portrayal playlist, and it's 105, so...
Wow, we've been doing this for like 3 years, 2.5 years, huh?
No, we've been doing this a while.
Yeah.
But in addition
it's
to...
been a while, I just don't think about it.
That's what I said, I always need to count, and 105 still seems like a lot. But they interact with defense position a lot, and also just the general, like, vibes of their monsters. I think they try to control your opponent's board by breaking it up by like making their monsters go to defense position, make them unable to attack, negate them, etc. Unfortunately, in a world of Link monsters, where dead monsters on board are rarely not Link material, their strategy gets a lot less good. Honestly, if they gave them some new support to maybe give them a little more of a modernized playstyle, they could probably come back because there are honestly decks that are not necessarily playing Links anymore. Like, a lot of the 2 best decks in the meta right now are main deck monsters, like Rescue Ace and Labyrinth. Like, those guys are still relatively good and are mostly main deck focused, so it might be interesting, but, we'll never know when Konami decides to bring support. Let's talk about another classic card from their lineup. This is Madolche Chevalier. Pronounced in Japanese, Chevalier. So, yes, it's Chevalier. Not Chevalier, Chevalier. This is, like I said, one of their original cards from 2012.
Look at that schmoll.
Yes. I do like that they don't... Because I don't think these guys have had, like, a master guide, nobody knows exactly what the origin is, because it could be either choux pastry, a type of pastry, or another name for profiterole, choux à la crème, or a cream puff. I would probably lean towards cream puff because, while it's not a one-to-one, Chevalier's puzzle piece is a sandwich cookie.
2 things. One, I love the detailing of the jacket, where like you've got the piano key looking things on the inside. And secondly, the horse is pulling neon cut. It's leaving a trail of rainbow as it's jumping.
So this was 2012. I'm going to utter a dread phrase, but What was the state of the friendship is magic situation then?
I think it had, yeah, it had started, yes, at that time.
I don't know if it would have been peaked or not, but yeah. Also, I want to say to go into that angle, this is a very sassy plush horse. Like, you know, looking over its shoulder at you, like Chevalier is like, I'm here for business, and this horse is like, dude, I'm just here to fly, man.
The first episode came out in Friendship and Magic started 2010. Damn.
Oh.
This would be 2 years in, probably like peak.
Yeah.
Also, I love the detail on Chevalier's sword. Like, it's kind of like a candy cane swirl.
I just noticed so that the tail can switch about. They put a little
yeah, it's got a little got a pintail.
Yeah.
Lots of little detail. I like this. Very cute.
I like that it's like it is a mix of being like what is not food, like what is not sweets or pastry.
Yeah.
There's variants there. It's a plush.
Yeah.
This is all like actual like food diorama stuff.
Yeah, it's a little I would guess probably because of Chateau. Also, I apologize if you ever hear me stop short. It's probably because of the thing I talked about with fighting a sneeze. Blah. I'm trying not to be, you know, super goopy and nose blowy, but it is getting away from me a little bit.
I mean, hey, it was like 17 degrees this morning for me, so.
Yeah. It was kind of warm over the weekend, and it's getting cooled off again now.
So it was cold temperature.
Yeah.
It was like instant snow for me over the weekend.
Snow.
Boy,
must
I
be
wish
nice.
that was happening over here.
Actually, no, I won't say
it was
that.
Like,
I also fucking hate snow.
Okay, listen. It's like 17 C right now for me. It was like -7 for me this morning. It was like awful.
Yeah, imagine all the jackets you could wear.
Listen, cold temperatures are cold.
Right.
I joke about snow. I also, having not lived in a lot of snowy places, I fucking hate snow. It's a pain in the ass.
Oh yeah, no.
But anyway,
I hate slush.
Oh yeah, no. But Chevalier we'll talk about. Very important card. So this is a level 4 warrior, 1700 attack, 1300 defense. So one of the best stat lines. This is something that Madolche has always struggled with. Is just if you can just summon big assholes. This deck doesn't really have a lot to do with that, especially if they are unaffected. I think I was literally reading some stuff in like the weaknesses where they were talking about how Madolche's countered by like Klee cards, and I'm like, yeah, no, that tracks. Towers is gonna fuck your shit up.
Plus anything that like forces something to go into grave and you don't have a way to reset it.
Yeah, that's why they have very specific cards about that. But it has the usual when this card you control is destroyed, shuffle back effect. But also it says your opponent can't target monsters for attacks except Chevalier. That is not the most important. Like, obviously, Butler Rusk being a normal summon search effect is good. But you do have some battle tricks, and Chevalier having a better attack stat makes that a little easier to manage. And so having an attack relocator is good. This, unfortunately, does have the healthier text where it doesn't say this one, so you can't set up a lock. If you get multiple Chevaliers, they can attack any of them. It's not Morphtronic Stapling, which I need to link Loth to some I Challenge You videos later. But RJ started doing I Challenge You again for the 5Ds era, and he has already run into the terrible peril that is double Stapling.
I love Stapling. It's so stupid.
I think of Master Duel Masochist, where it's like, man, I would make concession rules about that immediately.
Oh, I mean, I understand that Simo is doing it the worst possible way for content, but I feel like he upsells how bad it is sometimes, and I'm like, you could fix this. You made these rules.
I think it's also because he doesn't try to, like, make synergy.
Well, that is also true. You'd think for somebody who's done as much progression series as Simo and other limited series, he would understand that, like, how a lot of those cards he gets are not useless, but whatever. I'm not here to critique Simo's series.
A lot of it just turns out that, like, I think he just he only wins against Gage because he knows how to beat metagame Gage.
I mean, I think he's played like a billion games against Gage. I think that like literally this week's Prague episode, he's like, also, I had the read. I'm pretty sure you played. I'm pretty sure you played fucking. You're gonna play, that. That said, hopefully that will change because Gage does finally get a ban in Prague, and I hope to God he uses it to ban vanities.
I guess you buy emptiness.
Yes, no emptiness.
Actually, yes. That solves most of the problems, actually. Yeah.
Well, Loth, you also can't listen to me too hard because I'm like every 5 minutes I'm blowing my fucking nose. Ugh.
Yeah, but I'm trying.
Okay. Yes, sorry. But no, the ban is Vanities, by the way. They should also Hall of Fame that card because Vanity sucks. It's never been fun. It's never been cool. Just say no to Vanity's emptiness. Anyway, we're going to look at another very important... If you just want me
to be here, please just say instead of just being passive-aggressive.
Not that he doesn't want you. You're the one who, like, always goes all or nothing acts.
You
where,
always...
Like,
yeah.
Well, I guess if, like, you know, people don't want me to interrupt, I just should not be here. There's a happy medium, Max. It's okay. We can say our piece and relax, and then I can
change how I just automatically react to most.
I get in there. Okay.
Be better.
You can change.
Please be less.
Maybe not right
now.
Only
you can stop forest fires. Look how fucking adorable this thing is.
It is so precious.
It's got a tiny hat.
I'm glad I got to delay you guys with the poleaxing of the cuteness, because when Loth brought up only you can prevent forest fires, I had to tilt my head and stare at the camera for a while, the non-existent camera. Anyway, this is Madolche Croissant.
Yeah, it's got a croissant on its fucking collar.
Yeah. Its name in the OCG, by the way, is Croissant? Croissant? I don't even know how you pronounce. Let me read out.
It's saying
yeah, it's supposed to be one-like bark, but the syllables are very weird.
It makes you feel like it's why they call Skahak like Skasohasa.
Yeah, they can't get it quite right. I'll type out phonetically to check.
That's a very nicely toasted toast.
Yes, almost all the food in this looks fucking delicious. Delicious. So yeah, there in chat, it's Kuro One Sun, and I'm like, "Buh, that's a tongue twister for me. That's hard."
Black bread, black.
No, it's phonetically it's croissant, but with one in the middle of it for bark. Yeah. So I think croissant works a little better because it's C rough sant. Also, there's two S's. I like that. Anyway, this guy, as the boys have said, fucking adorable. Look at him. Look at him. Look at it.
Yeah, you beat me to it. I was about to say.
He's got a little hat. He's got a little croissant on his bell collar.
The way his fur on his arms look, it's like he's got sleeves.
Yeah. Just got, those beady little soulless adorable eyes. Just stare at him forever.
Little blip as the tongue sticks out.
Yes, it's got the blep tongue. I mean, the patterning on the piece of toast is a little weird. You've got, like, the banana slices in one corner and then the butter in the other, but, like, it's a big fluffy piece of French toast. I'd eat that. Got some fruit preserves or jam on the side. With, by the way, I want to point out, is a little, like, not exactly, but it almost looks like a little paw-themed spoon. It's got the little pips. Also, just all these little, like, dog paw and bone, little biscuits around. It's just adorable.
Yeah, just Madolche diabetes. Here we go. Gotta be careful.
Yes. And also, Croissant is a good card. He's from 2012, though Abyss Rising, so he's a little bit later, but he's in their early support phase. He's an Earth Beast level 3, 1500 attack, 1200 defense. Almost said 2300, that's not correct. 1200. It has the usual Madolche effect, when destroyed, shuffle back. Once per turn, target one face-up Madolche you control, except this card, return it to the hand. If you do, increase this card's level by 1 and attack by 300. This is good because it lets you level modulate and it lets you attack modulate. So depending on what your combos are, you can move your monsters around to get extra 4s on the board. It also lets you return guys to hand, which can be useful, for instance, if you've negated your own guys or anything like that. I don't think Croissant is as popular these days, but definitely would have been a very usable card at the time. Oh boy, this is... Chat, you're not ready for the high detail on our next one.
Oh no, please.
It's Madolche Hootcake.
Oh yeah, this one.
Another very important card, and you can see, first of all, lots of little detail on Hootcake.
Look at those tiny burbs!
But yes, no, you probably didn't notice, he's got some little guys with him.
God, this just feels like the weirdest, like, I guess, Christmas calendar diorama you put together from like you get cookies you put in like a puzzle.
Ooh, like a little advent calendar.
I'm not sure if you guys. Yeah, I was about to say it's an advent calendar.
Yu-Gi-Oh has done advent calendars.
All right, yeah. Sorry, my bad.
I don't know Christmas.
Think of it the countdown to Christmas things you see.
I know that. I just know the name's not really.
No. That's an advent calendar. Yeah, that's why I said it. But no,
it's even just like these puzzle pieces you get and then like you put them together.
That or like this is the most elaborate theme day on Great British Bake Off ever.
Oh Jesus Christ!
You were given a puzzle piece pan.
Yeah.
To work with.
Figure out how to make that work. But yeah, no, Hoot Cake's great. Like he's got little glasses, but he's got a fucking pancake hat like beret. You can see he's got a little storybook as he's clearly reading to all the different little guys. Each little guy that we can see anyway has a different expression. So much work has gone into that. And also, he's just chilling on this fucking, like, layer cake.
He's also got tiny little shoes.
Yes, he's got little shoes. He's got a little coat on. This one, I think, is a little more like... actually, no. I see the holly leaves. It could be holiday-themed. It's got bats, though, and, like, orange-dotted cupcakes, so it's, like, it's a little phasing in and out.
The swirl of the puzzle piece is really sending me.
Yeah.
You can see, like, also the powdery snow underneath.
Yes, the powdered sugar.
Yeah.
No, it's great. This is another card. Hoot Cake is from kind of their second block in 2013 and has been reprinted several times. Hoot Cake is a very important card. It's a level 3 beast, 1500 attack, 1100 defense. They're all Earth, obviously. It has the shuffle effect. If destroyed, shuffle back. You can target one monster in your graveyard, banish it. If you do, special summon a Madolche from your deck except Hoot Cake. You only use this effect of Hoot Cake once per turn. So Hoot Cake lets you cycle your graveyard. If you happen to have guys in grave, you know, if you sent them or your opponent managed to figure out some way to send them rather than destroy them, other shit like that, that really fuckles your shuckle. So Hoot Cake lets you banish one of those guys. Any monster, by the way. So if you're playing non-Madolche engine, this is also probably why they aren't very popular. I think in the 2019, we should say that they don't really do non-engine like hand traps very well. Like you can't really play Ash Blossom in Madolche because that would really fuck your shit up. You can play shit like Imperm, but there's a lot of other stuff that's not good. But Hoot Cake lets you banish a monster to special summon any guy from your deck. With no restrictions, by the way. Not that monster is negated, not you can't use that for a blah, blah, blah. Hoot Cake, good card. Thumbs up. I think the reason why he doesn't have any restrictions is because he's himself level 3, but you can make that work, especially once they get a Link 2. Now it's time for, I think, one of their more visually iconic monsters. She's in a couple of their spell trap arts. So, we're in the M's now. It's Madolche Majaline. So, this comes from the name of a type of cake, which is Madeline. Might also be called Madeline. It's a kind of sponge cake. And also, the rest is, you know, magic.
I was about to say she looks very spongy.
Yes.
Yeah, I was with the dress.
Yeah, she's got a fluffy dress. The cake, I think, is some layers of sponge below her little puzzle piece.
I don't know if it's just the artist struggle or just touch, but her legs look like they were just like, there's like pins at the bottom, like end of it. Just, like, stuck in there.
You weren't here when we talked about Angeli earlier. Angeli also has like really simplified legs, so I think they are actually supposed to be kind of like we said, simplified like that. It is a plush, so they've kind of like just stitched or sewn her legs on, you know, just at the bottom of the big floofy dress. She has a fork instead of a broom. It's pretty good.
It's just like a clump of frosting.
Yes.
It's
something you'd never notice unless you were looking at this card blown up. She's got heterochromia.
Gummies?
Yeah, those look like little gummy candies or lifesavers. But yeah, she's got a green eye and a pink eye. Probably makes her more magical.
I think it goes because she's also pink. She's got a freaking green undertone, with also being like a purple and blue undertone of her hair.
Yeah, she's got.
It looks like it even looks like it's like frosting, like they like hand twisted into place.
Yeah, no. The artist does a lot for this. Let me actually pull
There's
up
a weird lot of
POV
charm
on
of this
my
because it's obvious it's like you can image it being like actual like
okay,
stuff on
so,
top
hey,
of a cake.
I should bring this up. You notice that clip on her hat that's kind of shaped like a shell, also in her broom? That is what the Petite Madeleine cake is. It's shaped like a shell. So it's a reference to the pastry she is. Very good. Good art direction.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the expression or just due to the hair, but it just gives very, very big, like, tsundere energy.
She is the little witch. I would see that.
Now, once again, another very cute card.
So this is one of their original waves of support in 2012. Presumably this is why some of their monsters are spellcasters, because they want to make this work. She's an Earth spellcaster, level 4, 1400 attack, 1200 defense. She has the shuffle effect, and it's also one of your other normal summons. When this monster is normal or flip summoned, and yes, I talk about this, some of them have effects when they are flipped. You can add a monster from your deck to your hand. So she is your Stratos. And again, we'll talk about it later, but I would like to remind chat that Madolche did get a double normal card. They have a continuous card that gives them 2 normals. Which is a thing that, unfortunately, the deck does need. They are very reliant on double normal summoning. Alright. So we'll move swiftly on to our next one. Because you can't have this kind of, like, weird royalty house thing without a maid. It's Madolche Marmalade! Or Marmamade in the OCG.
Marmalade.
Yep.
Oh. Sitting on a jar.
Yeah, she's got a jar.
Of marmalade.
Mm-hmm. Some people pronounce marmalade. I'm not one of those people.
Is it say Madolche's Manners?
Yes, I think that is actually Madolche Manners. Which is interesting because that's the OCG name of one of the trap cards.
Is Marmalade in that one?
No, actually. Well, actually, she might be, because I think it's Pudding Saussure being taught, like, what fork to use. So that might actually be Marmalade in it. I'll grab the art leader.
I don't know why. Just the way her hairstyle just makes me think of orange slices.
That's probably deliberate. Because it's got that, like, vibrancy,
yeah.
right? And she's got a little orange hairpin, you know?
Honestly, I think it's, like, if this is actual cake, I think it's, like, orange jelly. Or, like, I guess marmalade, they, like, hardened into shape.
Yeah, because it's...
The funny thing... Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm thinking of the right word. It's kind of translucent, right? Like, it's not really see-through, but it's got this kind of, like, weird quality to it.
The weird thing about the whole Madolche thing to me is that I have a weird autistic taste thing. So seeing all these lovely treats and all that makes me go, ooh, that looks really good. I hate eating it.
No, that's fair.
Same with, like, what's happening here. Like, I hate eating oranges.
I like oranges if they're actually, like, cut well.
I can't stomach it.
Fair enough.
Well, I say stomach. It doesn't even get there.
It's a
how
palate
it feels
thing.
when I bite into an orange.
I'm pretty sure I don't have too much of the, like, mouthfeel fixation, but I've never been a super normal orange slices. Never been a huge fan. I don't know. I think I just lived in a time when, before we, like, even though my parents were a little sensitive about, like, diet and stuff and not letting me just eat whatever junk, but I feel like I lived through a time in, like, the, you know, having been born in the early 90s, lived through the 90s and the early 2000s, where just, like, we gave less of a shit about food products, so, like, in what my mind the taste of an orange is, like, you know, super ultra mega concentrated, so, like, eating just a regular-ass orange is kind of disappointing, you know? It's just never really appealed to me. There are other fruits I do enjoy. I love a crisp apple. Eating actual real grapes is kind of a pain in the ass because of the skins, but they're okay. Ugh, sorry, another blow my nose moment. Anyway, Marmalade is another earth monster. Hey, chat, guess what? We're going to do the joke again. She's a spellcaster. Level 4, 800 attack, 2k defense. She has the shuffle back effect, and when this card is flipped face up, target a Madolche spell trap in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So, it's interesting that at this point, Konami was like, okay, we're going to give this deck a flipping sub-theme we're not going to make them flip monsters. Arguably, honestly, that probably would have given them more stuff to do if they were classically flips. Like, if this was a flip monster, there is probably, like, a Prediction Princess engine you could have run of this. There's probably would have been a Madolch Subterror theme, because a lot of Subterrors are Earth. You could do some stuff with, like, Guru and Fiendus.
Madolche Ghost Trick.
I mean, people already made that deck. Like, that was a hybrid that existed in a couple of places. It's just not as easy, but Ghost Tricks do flip cards face down and flip them back up, so it works. But yeah, it's just funny how, again, if Konami had made them actual flip monsters, there would be weird support that you could do for this. Which would be cool. All right. But yeah, Marmalade is an okay card. I don't know if you would run her much these days, but there is definitely a merit for you can set some of your own cards to get her to flip up to proc the recycling. Oh, did that not? No, we did not copy correctly. Hold on. My bad. Hold on. Let me grab that image again. This is going to be another important one, though. A card, if you know anything about Madolche, you've probably heard of. It's Messengelato. Messenger plus Gelato, obviously.
Yeah, this asshole.
So you can see, I assume that's meant to be Gelato piled up on this mailbox, which is otherwise made of, I don't know, vanilla wafers, butter sticks. Yeah.
Graham crackers either.
Ooh, could be graham cracker sections, I guess.
It's like a waffle style cracker though, because you can there's s'more. It's like s'more actually.
Stacked like a tiny house.
Oh yeah, no. I was talking about the base plate.
Look at the puzzle piece.
Yeah, the puzzle piece is definitely like a s'more. I was thinking about the mailbox, but it could also be like sectioned like that, I guess.
Actually, no, it could be like like those ice cream waffle cones. I think it's waffle.
Yes, with gelato that makes more sense.
Guys, I've just realized something.
Yeah.
He's wearing my character's hat.
Yes.
I mean, you wear a
also, by the way, he does kind of have Lalafell proportions because he is just a little guy.
I was gonna ask, what do you think is like the actual scale of all these models? Are they like?
I mean, they're plush sized, so yeah, probably they're not super tall.
They're not potatoey enough.
It's true. They're a little gangly. He's got a little 4-leaf clover on his bag. That's cute.
Do they mean like these are like the size of like Warhammer minis? If that makes any sense.
No, I don't think so. I do think scale-wise they are a little wide.
Here's my Madolche.
What's that fucking meme I love about Casino Royale? It's like, Mr. Bond, I see you're playing Tau, but you've made a tactical mistake. I will activate my big jump, or whatever.
I cast a jump. You'll move.
Yeah.
I love that fucking image.
I love those memes regardless. There's one that's about fucking Mall Madness, the talking mall board game. It's great.
Well, I think the one I saw which made me laugh the most was a Barbie-themed one.
That's another good one, yeah. Anyway, Messengelato is important because he's a warrior, not a spellcaster. Male isn't magic. How dare you? Level 4, 1600 attack, 1k defense, has the shuffle back effect. When this card is special summoned, add a Madolche spell trap from your deck to your hand. You must control a Madolche beast monster to activate this effect. Oh, there's the sneeze. Jesus.
Bless you.
Thank you. Ugh. Okay, good. We got that out of the way. So yeah, Messengelato, another phenomenal card to summon off Hootcake exactly. In fact, I'm pretty sure he's designed to be comboed with Hootcake, but yeah.
I'm pretty sure that is the line I've seen the most.
Yeah. It's just, hey, do you want to search any spell trap? Boom. There's also another one that's really good. Wow, okay, I didn't realize this card was also from Return of the Duelist, their first set. Oh, sorry, grab the small art. Hold on. You got a brief preview of Mufle. But let's bring him back. There we go. In all his glory. Or her glory, possibly. It does kind of look like this cat has a ponytail. But this is Mufle. It's pronounced in Japanese as Miyurafia. So it's kind of like Mew and Mufle. I apologize, by the way, for many of my terrible French pronunciations, but here we are.
Yeah.
I also apologize if I'm sounding more nasally as this goes on, but, I'm actively fighting my sinuses, apparently. So yeah, Mufei.
It's fucking
cat.
adorable.
Yes. Look at this little cat. It's got a little bird.
I can't handle it, actually.
It's got, like, some crepes, I think, for its puzzle piece. Kind of like thin pastry rolls with fruit jam between them. It's got little berries. It's got wearing a little jacket. It's got a little... Oh, no, that's not a ponytail. Oh, my God, he's wearing a Puss in Boots hat with a big feather. It's possibly made of, like, cream or something.
Oh, actually, yeah, it is. It's like an old French captain's hat.
Yeah, he's like a little swashbuckler. Look at him.
Got a coat.
Look at it.
He's got like the vest, yeah, and he's got the bird, and yeah. I think can we all agree like some of the best cat archetypes is the adventuring cat? It's like the swashbuckler cat, honestly.
Yes.
I actually can't remember what that looks like.
Puss in Boots is kind of. I mean, have you seen?
I'll just have to agree with
He's
you.
Puss in Boots. Anyway,
his movie was actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I should watch it sometime. I'll plan a movie night. I also need to watch the Spider-Verse on it. Anyway, Mufei is a Earth Beast level 3. It has 500 attack and 300 defense. Again, stats don't matter. We're in the Xyz era. It has the shuffle back effect. And when this card is normal summon, summon a Madolche monster from your hand. Special summon from your hand. So this is another great combo. If you have Messenger Lotto in hand, Mufei instantly combos with it. Also, in general, this gets you extra guys out. So that's just really good. You have several cards that need to proc if you already control a monster. So, yeah, another very good card. I'm pretty sure you would still play this today. But we're getting a little later down in some of our names and effects. It's time to talk about one of our cards from 2019, because we haven't actually hit most of those yet. Most of them are from the 2012 to 2014 period. This is a 2019 card. It's Petting Sessue.
She's adorable.
Yes.
She's tiny as fuck.
Well, that's
Also
because...
has a lot of
proportions.
So, this is because her name is a triple portmanteau. It is Pudding, obviously, and Princess, because she's related to Pudding Princess, but also Petite Sœur, little sister. So, presumably, this is Pudding Sessue, Pudding Princess's little sister, which is why she is even more small than usual.
I do want to bring up also 3 things. One, nice ornate crafted glass in the back, stained glass.
Probably sugar
glass. It's a cake pan. It's an unfrosted cake pan on top of already a pre-styled pastry dish.
Yeah, I think it's
like the swirl. All the swirls are like stuff you get when you buy. Because I've been to places before. Like a lot of pastries have usually already that styling of like jam and frosting like already like on the plate itself.
Yeah.
It's like 3 layers of things here. It's great.
Yeah. I do like. I mean, I know that you do make tiny cakes that are like that, the little square. But in my mind, I've just been so brain hacked by pop culture.
I've had
I just
some.
can't help think of them
they're
as
they're not great, but they're just
Minecraft squares. Well, they're tiny.
Cake.
They're meant to be little nibbles.
They're layer cakes. There's a key lime one there. There's like chocolate there. There's like a mocha one. There's like a strawberry tart.
But yeah, and like I said, I'm pretty sure she's standing on a flan, which is a type of pudding. But she's got her little dress with the frosting waves. Her hair, I think, has kind of like a bright, sunny, lemony color to it. Oh, Loth found the image. Thank you.
Oh, I had that one saved. I'm trying to find the Bobby one. I did find this one, though, looking online. Sorry to chat. You guys can't see this.
Yeah. I mean, I could share it with you because I have Paint open, but we don't need to. Maybe when I conclude the night. Anyway, Pudding Sessue is a card that came out in 2019, so you can tell that its effects will be slightly different than our usual brand. So, it's an Earth Fairy, level 4, 14/14. If this card in your possession is destroyed, shuffle it back. You're going to use each of the following effects of Petting Sessue once per turn. If you have no monsters in your graveyard, special summon this card. If this card is special summoned, special summon 1 Madolche monster in your deck except Petting Sessue. If you do, reduce its level by 1. You can't special summon for the rest of this turn except Madolches. So
it was Mole Madness, no Bobby. My bad.
Oh, it was the Mole Madness one. Nice. So yeah, this card is basically an instant link to, which is good because they gave this deck a link to also.
Yes.
That said, she doesn't negate when she special summons from deck. So you can also just set up further plays. I do think they tried to prevent any generic rank 4 spam by making it reduce the level. So, you know, if you summon a 4 to get its effect, you will make it a level 3. And you're locked to Madolches, so, like, they tried to keep everything fair and balanced. This card's still great. Like, you don't even have... That's an if effect on the special summon. You don't even have to do that part. This is just a free level 4 if you've got no monsters in your graveyard, which is, you know, most of the time. So, yeah, this is absolutely a card you load up on. Even though this card came out only, like, 4 years ago, it's been reprinted 3 times already.
It's a card that even with the restrictions it has, it's still really great for the deck.
Yeah, no. Like, it's not the perfect does everything Band-Aid, but I talked about already, right, like how Madolche has a double normal summon card. When an archetype gets to double normal summon, you know that there's arguably a problem with this archetype, in that archetype needs more than one normal summon per turn. So, getting a free special, which can also turn into free extension, very good. That said, I'm pretty sure it is meant to combo with one of their original, you know, big monsters as well, because strictly speaking, you could instantly go into a rank 4 if you summon a very specific monster off of Pettingcessor. If you summoned Madolche Puddingcess, the Pudding Princess. Who has a little cherry infused with her hair. She also has the exact same glass background, so they reuse that for Puddingcessor. That's very nice. She looks like she's on like a fruitcake. That's not a euphemism, Chad. I'm talking about a literal fruitcake.
Still precious look.
Her hair is just giving me the big... I know it's not exactly what I'm about to say it is, but it just gives me big melted cheese vibes.
Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be like
I guess fondue.
I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Maybe it's white chocolate.
That
white chocolate is not actually literally white, you know?
Yeah.
It just can be. I was thinking like less chocolate fondue and more just I was thinking of like I guess cream, like just cream cheese, because I know like I think I've seen like because there's also like ways to do like yellow cake batter and mix it with a certain way to make it basically like hard and solid.
It's very very swirly and springy. So yeah,
this exactly looks like the kind of cake topper you'd see for someone's birthday party.
So this unfortunately is one of the reasons why the deck was expensive. She was printed as an Ultra and an Ultimate in Return to the Duelist, and her first reprint period wasn't until Astral Pack 7 in 2015, 3 years later. It was a common, though. But yeah, it took a while. This is Puddingcess. So Puddingcess breaks a couple of our molds here. She is an Earth Fairy, but she is level 5. She is the highest level we go. Unfortunately, she's only 1k for a level 5. It's a little annoying. She does gain 800 attack and defense while you have no monsters in your graveyard, of course. She has the shuffle back effect. And also, the very funny one, after damage calc, if this card has battled an opponent's monster, target a card your opponent controls, destroy it. So, there's a lot of very funny things you can do. Obviously, Madolches do have a couple ways to special summon. And I think that Pettingcessor is meant to go into Puddingcess, so you can use her to go into other cards. But yeah, this is a very, can be quite spicy card to deal with, because if you somehow set up some way that your monsters aren't destroyed by battle, which I'm pretty sure they have some battle protection. I mean, there's literally, oh god, which was the one that gave you battle protection when you switched? Was that Bapple? Or was that Angeli Tribute Summon and that monster can't be destroyed? That might have been Angeli. But there's a couple of ways to keep her on the board, and just if your opponent attacks, pop one. So, Puddingcess can be useful, especially with Pettingcessor. I assume that back in the olden days, she was kind of a brick being a level 5. Now there are ways to kind of play around her effects, though, and make that work. Still, once again, a level 5 who has at most 1818. Yes, she is the princess, so several of their cards only proc when she is on the board. So you are kind of forced to play with her a few times But again, that's why I think Petting Sister is the way she is.
Yeah, I forget that there's cards that say their name becomes the same or something, but...
Probably. One of them is probably this one. This is Madolche Pudding Sis Chocolat à la mode. A.k.a. chocolate, in the manner of chocolate.
Yeah, chocolate à la mode.
So yeah, it's
like assault mode. But
it's
chocolate.
Literally Pudding Sis, but she's gone chocolate modo, which is apparently night mode, judging by the windows.
It's Pudding Sis, but assault mode.
It's like, instead of her normal dress, it's now her dress she wears for the ball at night.
Yeah, and she's got a little chocolate puzzle piece she's sitting on. There's some ice cream, to reference the a la mode. There's some of that chocolate flake stuff. No, it's a good mix-up, but still...
Look at that chocolate rose in the back.
I really want some, like, caramel cake, right? I really want some, like, caramel cream cake.
That is unfortunately a risk, but hopefully, it being Halloween night, some of you may be able to access, if not candy today, you may be able to access cheap candy tomorrow.
Maybe, but, like, I'm not in the situation to go buy some candy right now.
So, Pudding Sis Chocolat à la mode is our first Xyz. I should have mentioned that. We're going to the extra deck now. This is the first Xyz we're going to talk about. This card is kind of from the tail end of their support. It's from 2015 originally. It's kind of interesting because, like I said, they have a little bit of a back and forth about, like, what levels they need. Most of their monsters are rank 4s. This is a rank 5, so they decided very late to make a monster specifically designed to go over Pudding Sis or some other things we'll talk about. She is an Earth Fairy. She's rank 5. She's got 2,500 attack and 2,200 defense, so pretty solid for this deck. A little low for a rank 5, but still serviceable. She requires specifically 2 level 5 Earth monsters, except she also says you can Xyz summon this card by using a rank 4 or lower Madolche monster, Xyz monster, as material. So this is a inherent rank up card. Very useful in this deck. Oh, sorry, excuse me. So once per turn, you can target a Madolche card in your graveyard, shuffle it back. Well, this card has Pudding Sis as material. When a Madolche card is shuffled into your main deck, except during the damage step, you can detach one material from this card, special summon Madolche from your deck in attack position or face down defense position. So this deck was still relevant in 2015, possibly obviously because of this card, but this is an interesting kind of like extension tail that Konami gave it. It lets you, cycle into your cards. You do get to once per turn, shuffle back material. Its rank up effect is a little awkward until Petting Sis, but Petting Sis literally means that you get free special, summon Pudding Sis from deck, put a 4 on rank 4, rank up into Chocolate a la mode, and you've got, full combo basically, because it's ranked up, has lots of material, and has a Pudding Sis under it. So, a very decent card because it, lets you cycle a lot. And does let you set up your monsters that do have flipping effects, obviously. Which is very cute. Very handy. I'm pretty sure because of Petting Sis, you would probably play at least one of these in a modern deck. But she's probably not your biggest draw that you would be seeing. I'm pretty sure our next Xyz card is the one that most people think of when they think of a Madolche Xyz. It's Queen Tiramisu. She is also, by the way, sitting on tiramisu, which is delicious.
Yep. This is the one. This is the one you see the most.
It's their mom.
Also, but hold on, first off, look at these fucking adorable farm animals.
Oh yeah,
I
like
say farm animals, but woodlands.
It's just these harmless murderous woodland creatures.
Purple rabbit with heart shape on the eye.
Yeah.
Come on.
A pair of rats, a squirrel, a bird, 2 different birds.
Yeah, she got some little mice, she got a little
Is
squirrel,
that a
she got her
chocolate
birds.
horn off to the left?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a kind of candy.
Fuck yeah, love chocolate.
A lot of sandwich cookies and like.
Yeah, macarons,
berries.
I think specifically too. Is that shape? Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. It says she has the macarons.
I feel like I feel like it's weird to say this, but I feel like they should make an archetype that's just about candies. Different kinds of candies. But I don't know if they might overlap with Dolce, but that's the...
I'm kind of, thinking about that. I'm kind of surprised they haven't. I bet they could. There's multiple
they
weird
like cotton candy,
stuff
like different kinds of like they could make chocolates be the Xyz or like the Synchros or whatever. Be like, there's different kinds of chocolates and
this reminds me of my favorite idea for an archetype I saw recently on Twitter, which someone was like, "Okay, hear me out. Sandwich archetype. Your pendulum scales are the bread. You put spell traps in between as the ingredients, and that affects the monsters you summon. The customers."
And then you summon customers, and I guess you could summon, staff is like your extra special cards.
Yeah, maybe something like that. And then the sandwich board is the bits between, and the customers are affected by what ingredients you serve them.
That reminds me of that infamous, most critical sandwich making bit. Meat patty, bun, semen. That's an old internet reference.
Yes, it's a pretty ancient joke. So, what Queen Tiramisu does, she is a rank 4 Fairy Xyz Earth, 2200 attack, 2200 defense, any 2 level 4 Madolche monsters, so no typing required in there. Once per turn, detach a material, target with 2 Madolche cards in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. After that, shuffle cards your opponent controls in the deck, up the number of Madolche cards returned. This is mean. That is a non-targeting shuffle.
Very, very mean card.
Yeah, so this is, again, I talked about it. Madolche is a control deck where they try to lock down your board, make your monsters useless, bounce your stuff back to hand, or shuffle it back. They can be very spicy if they want to. So, got some real big winners here, and is one of your generic, like I said, 4s. Obviously requires your opponent to have board presence to be any good, but still very good. And also another one of those cards that was like only printed in Ultra and Abyss Rising once, and then was a common in Astral Pack like 2 years later. So this is why the deck was very expensive for a while. And now we're gonna get to one of their again lesser known cards, but they added another Xyz in the 2019 set. This be Madolche Teacher Glace Soufflé. Or Teacher Madolche Glace Soufflé in the OCG. They switched up which order it is. So, she is the teacher. I like her, big long dress. There's a fucking cat in this picture. It is adorable. Oh, and the 2 mice are there again. That's cute.
Yep. Does she have specifically a dress that just goes outwards from the... Like the way her body proportions, like a triangle, and then just goes to the sides.
I assume it's meant to mimic a souffle pan. Souffle being, that kind of pastry that puffs up. She's also wearing a little, pudding or flan on her head. I don't think she has hearts in her eyes, but I think she has little pluses or butterflies or something.
I like that someone went through the effort of making sure that there was like bits and pieces on the blackboard behind her.
No, whoever draws Madolche has a big attention to detail, which I
including a pie chart in the book.
Yeah. So, by the way, I should point out, it's very funny that Chocolat a la Mode says you can use it with a rank 4 or lower Xyz. I assume that's to prevent you from being locked out if your opponent manipulates your ranks, because they don't have a rank 3 Xyz. It's all 4s and 5s, or 2 4s and a 5. Konami, hey, it's been like 4 years. There's your design space. Yeah. If you're gonna hit us with like new cards for like evils out of nowhere, try and make dinosaurs good. Yes, I have watched the brand new 10-minute testing of Evil Ogdoadic. It's still not quite right.
Now, clearly Omega, a rank 3 Beast Madolche. Since they're all level 3s.
Yeah. Instead of thinking. But yeah, so Glace Soufflé is a rank 4 Xyz fairy. She's 1800 attack, 2500 defense. Any 2 level 4 Madolche monsters, trying to keep her as competitive as Tiramisu. Quick effect, attach material from this card, target a Madolche on the field. This turn, that face-up monster is unaffected by monster effects except its own. If a Madolche card is sent to the graveyard while this card's on the field, except during the damage step, shuffle 2 cards from the graveyards into the deck. You can only use each effective Glass Souffle once per turn. So Glass Souffle is a defensive piece, you know, out here designed to protect your boys and girls from being affected by monster effects. And also it does say that, like, anytime a Madolche card is sent to your graveyard while this card's on the field, except during the damage step, which doesn't matter because if it was popped in damage step by battle, you get to shuffle it back anyway, but you can just shuffle any 2 cards from either graveyard into the deck. So there's a lot of potential to do, you know, graveyard scooping shenanigans, like lots of very funny stuff, especially because detaching materials doesn't count as being sent from field to grave, but is being sent to grave. So you would proc her second effect off her first effect, which is a quick effect. So you can do some shenanigans there if you want. Oh. Apparently the trick this evening is a runny nose. Ugh. As always,
No
I apologize,
for you.
chat. But, as I mentioned before, they did get a Link monster because I do think that ideally you want to set up so you can have, like, Chocolate a la Mode or Tiramisu up and then a teacher to protect her, and in MR4, that would have required a Link monster. So, what did you get? What if there was a Madolche None? This is Madolche Fresh Sistart. Tart and Sister.
Get the arrow theme on her thing, but she's cute. It's obviously like it's like.
I assume the arrows are supposed to be because of like the Link effect. I really like that she is sitting on a fruit tart, you know, or a custard tart, perhaps.
Like stained glass plastic or something.
Yeah, I was about to
stained
say.
glass layer. That's cute. Also,
like
to talk
the,
about scale
beginning of the
axe,
King Boss
those are
level in
whole
there.
ass orange slices on the top there, so this is big.
Yeah, this is like.
This has got to be
I
like
mean, it
maybe
could be
a
mini
foot tall or
oranges.
more.
Is this the tallest puzzle piece we've seen in the Madolche archetype?
It might be the tallest.
Might
vertically.
be. It might be. This one might actually be like where it's like we've renewed the cake line, so now here's a big like I guess like 10-inch to like foot tall one or something. Or
Yeah,
it's
like a
oranges.
special promo. I could see that. She has like
Omega.
her own unique background for the Link effect.
Staring at the glass stained parts, the starty is just playing in my head.
Yeah.
It gets louder. And
Also,
louder.
yeah, no. The problem with Sistart is Madolche is a very xenophobic archetype. Spoilers. Fresh Sistart, she's exactly 2 Madolche monsters. So you basically
Honestly,
have
I
to be
think
playing
most.
pure.
I can just tell you, I think more cards should be like this.
I mean, they should.
Like-
The problem is that it
like
made
like I've always said,
it. Finish your thought.
Isolde should have required one Noble Knight monster.
Oh, I mean, I don't think anybody denies that like the ultra generic Link 2s were really like that have no connection to their archetypes are a step too far. They've all been really problematic. The only reason why I think Isolde didn't see time on the FL list is just because warrior decks went out of vogue. Like when she was at peak, they just died. Other shit got in the meta because she's still annoying as hell to see. But like Hulk was just a tuner that was bad, you know, stuff like that. Lots of generic 2s are really rough. The problem is that Sistart's not even 2+ monsters, including a Madolche monster. She is exactly 2 Madolche monsters. And as we've said, Madolche already has a little bit of an issue where they need like extra normals. You know, their only free special summon was part of this wave of support in 2019. You know, so like, actually, this card actually came out in 2018, so that's interesting. So they didn't come back. They got their Link 2 a little earlier, but they didn't come back into the meta until Petting Sasur was printed, and I think some new spell cards. But yeah, this is arguably a little too conservative because it means that you have even less reason to run non-engine in your deck, which gets a little awkward these days. Like, I don't think you should be able to or be forced to run all the same non-engine, but being able to side deck in some cards like, you know, like Ash if you need it, like some of your other, you know, extra deck cards or hand trap cards, Nib. Oh God, I'm forgetting the one in Ghost Ogre is Fields and Graveyard is Spooky Dogwood. Moonlit Chill? The Graveyard one. Like, the Ghost Girls have some flexibility. And arguably, like, I'm pretty sure Earth Fairy specifically has some potential. But Sistart basically means any out-of-archetype free extension you get is not a link to, which in MR4 was a problem. Like, arguably, I think looking at this, you'd be better off trying to summon, like, oh god, what's the link to for Earth? What monster is that? My brain keeps wanting to show me the fucking ugly cat face of Doolittle Chimera, but that's wrong. Mrs. Radiant, that's right. There we go. Got it. Different cat.
Yeah. Good old Milus Radiant to Mrs. Radiant.
Yeah, Mrs. Radiant. Like, you're arguably, if you want Link arrows, better summoning that card, which is weird. Because that's just Earths, you know? So, it's a little awkward. I'm bad at them. I love Small World Bridges. Carlos is saying in chat, you can do a Small World Bridge to have both Pank and the Earth Kaiju. Yeah, no, there's some, like...
Jeez.
That
impressive,
There
honestly.
is some funny potential to this deck, but the fact that a lot of their cards are hard archetype locked in the extra hurts them a little. Like, I wouldn't mind seeing another Link 2 that was, like, 2+ monsters, including 1 Madolch monster, you know?
I will say this. I kind of wish I love card games so much. I just wish I was not terrible at deck building, because that's, like, the one thing I'm bad at. Like, I'm okay at playing, but it's like, as you can tell from most things, I'm bad at deck building unless I have something else to build from, so...
Unless you're gonna tell us that throughout the progression series that you were net building, I think you got pretty better at it as the series went on.
I mean, I took base cores and I modified what I had.
Yeah, I mean, you're playing in a limited format, so you would almost always have to workshop, even if you looked at a net deck list.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. I'll say this about deck building: like, I don't think I'm the best deck builder
because I could never understand Small World, so I could never be pro because I could never be.
I mean, you don't have to be pro. I think there are pro players who are like, I don't understand Small World Bridges. Like, it happens. Small World is I love that it exists because that's the kind of Yu-Gi-Oh I love. Where, Chad, if you don't remember the text of Small World, let me pull it up.
It's level type attribute.
No, someone tells me Small World Bridges, I just can only picture the fucking a ride from Disney.
Okay, so
made, like,
Small World is a
online
normal
quiz
spell.
Game about Small World Bridges.
I'm pretty sure that was a Yu-Gi-Oh Jeopardy. A Yu-Gi-Oh legally distinct from Jeopardy category that MBT did once. Love those videos, by the way.
No, but there's also there's also an online thing you can look up to like test Small World Bridging.
Yeah, but Small World says reveal 1 monster in your hand. Choose a monster in your deck that is exactly 1 of the same type, attribute, level, attack, or defense. Banish the reveal monster face down. Add from your deck to your hand 1 monster that is exactly 1 of the same type, attribute, level, attack, or defense as the monster chosen. And then banish the card chosen from the deck face down. You can activate 1 per turn. So basically
you do by type level.
You have to match only 1 attribute because it says exactly 1. So you need cards that share 1 factor, type, attribute, level, attack, or defense, between the 2. So yeah, there's a lot of weird shit. Like, you can go, reveal an Earth Fairy. Actually, honestly, I think because all their attacks and differences are different, you can do some weird Small World shit with just Madolches, because you can be like, reveal an Earth Beast that has, like, different attack stats. Well, I've got an Earth Fairy I can reveal and add a different one, like, there's a lot of funny stuff you can do. I'm bad at Small World Bridges, but I think they're hilarious.
I can't remember the exact name of that. Oh, sorry to interrupt you there, Omega, but I can't remember the name of the exact new Earth Fairy archetype that wasn't the Ishizu cards that came out recently.
Yeah.
What was it? The tiny, cute fairy creatures. I remember seeing that and Madolche mixed up together, being played when they came out.
Oh shit! Name is hurting me. Are you? I don't think you're thinking of Pearly, are you?
No, not Pearly. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pull up Project Ignis. Continue doing your thing.
Go
I'll
for
find
it.
the archetype name.
It's, by the way, I want to say it's very funny to me watching some Master Circuit series. I started just thinking in MT-isms. He calls my friend Pearly mi amigo Pearly. Vernisels, is that what you're thinking of?
Yes.
Carlos got it. I mean, Carlos got me close enough, I should say. Verniself, yeah. That was a weird Earth support one. But yeah, those are a lot of Earth Fairies that would probably work. They also have a controlled game plan because their boss monster's a fucking negate and a snatch steal. It's crazy. Those guys were really annoying in Master Duel when they were popular for a hot second.
Ugh.
So, Fresh starts a Link 2. She's got the bottom corner arrows because, of course, she does. She's got 1,500 attack. She's exactly 2 with Dolce monsters, like I mentioned. When this card points to a Madolche monster, Madolche spell traps you control can't be destroyed by card effects, and neither player can target them with card effects. If this card on the field will be destroyed, you can shuffle a Madolche from your graveyard to your deck instead. So yeah, this is just an extender. Lets you clear some guys off the board, gives your spell traps protection, which is very important. You need those spell traps. We're going to cover a few of them in a second. And also has built-in battle or card protection, because she lets you, shuffle your guys back and not get popped. That said, she doesn't inherently shuffle herself back, so you need something like a Hoot Cake or your other Xyz monsters if she does get popped. So it was a good Band-Aid, but not a perfect Band-Aid. So a real quick arena. Let's go through a handful of spell traps that are important and also adorable.
Oh, I forgot that. Sorry, I'm just looking through Earth Fairies. I forgot we got a Konohana Sakuya.
Yep.
Monster effect, spirit, special summon, Earth Fairy.
I think
I like how this puts in perspective.
Yep, good. Sorry.
I just noticed puts in perspective, like how you can notice basically it's a diorama set built on top of all the puzzle pieces. So like there's that one. There's
together.
You can see like they're all like in one position. So I think like hers is on one too, but definitely hers is a bit different. So I think hers is in motion.
I assume that hers is either below her and out of camera or elsewhere in kind of the assembled, because this is Madolche Chateau. You can see, Meowfilet and Chevalier and Mageline here. Mageline is fucking flying.
It just hit me.
Yeah?
This is like cake decoration sets mixed with Playmobil.
I mean, I'm thinking of them as a little bigger than Playmobiles, but sure.
Okay.
They're plushies. They're not like Figma.
Yeah.
Oh, fair.
Just picture any like Barbie, or just centered around, centered around advertising to get little girls. This is the playset for you.
So
Chateau,
you want
the pudding castle.
Yeah, Chateau is very important. This is their field spell. This is why you have a field searcher. When this card is activated, shuffle all Madolche monsters in your graveyard into your deck. Madolche monsters on the field gain 500 attack and defense. If a monster in your graveyard returned to the deck by the effect of a Madolche monster, add it to your hand instead. So Chateau, which is part of their original block of support, is essential. You need Chateau in this deck. When you activate it, It clears out your graveyard. It modulates your attack, which is important because all your monsters are tiny baby children. And it means that instead of shuffling themselves back when they're destroyed, monsters go straight back to your hand. They don't even touch the graveyard. They just go.
One thing I love about this card is just can't remember the names, but just sheep and cat just off to the side, just having a time of it.
Yeah, Bapple and Meowfilet. It's great. So yeah, no, this is this card is vital.
Yes. Remember how like it feels like Tillaments is infinite resources? This one makes them have seemingly infinite resources.
Because like shuffling back into the deck means that you don't usually lose a grind game. Adding back to hand directly means literally that guy your opponent just got rid of is already back in your hand and is able to be used for something. Like it's immediately reactivated. This is another card that I think will let us know actually some of our scale we're working for here. This is Madolche Knights. So this I think lets you actually kind of see what we're working with here. There are normal jigsaw pieces, and they're kind of just all sitting like little plush dolls. I assume that may mean that even the sweets are actually could be plush. That could be what we're going for here. It could just be the power of imagination.
It's just a Super Smash Bros. Intro. The master hand comes down.
Chevalier. Pudding Princess. Petit Cesor.
Mario. Wait.
Wario.
This looks at being like. This is like a. Oh, you're right. No, yeah. This is the playset when it's just all done for the night. Like the girl put it putting it away.
But the magic is still there because you've got the little magic sparkle trail.
Again, it's just okay. You know Strawberry Shortcake. I remember that from my childhood.
I obviously being a male child, I did not engage with Strawberry Shortcake, but I think I remember some of the commercials and stuff. Seen him in the store.
Basically, I image it's like this. It's like a movie where it's just about like the playset and like the girl goes through like the chateau during a thing that maybe it's a dream but not really kind of thing. Where it's like an hour.
I could see that as a little animated special for kids. Yeah, to sell some toys. So Madolche Knights is a counter trap. I showed it mostly for the art, but it is one of their 2 counter traps. They don't have an Omni Negate, but they have 2 separate traps that are... one is a spell trap negate, one is a monster negate. Knights is the monster negate. If a monster effect is activated while you have no monsters in your graveyard, negate the activation. If you control Pudding Cess, shuffle a random card from your opponent's hand into the deck. So, Knights is a very good card, because technically you don't even have to have Madolches to make it work. You can just set it up while you have no guys in graveyard. But if you happen to have a Pudding Cess, hand rip. Brutal. Very, very much a pain in the ass card, and again, part of all the control effects. Let me see. I think, if I'm remembering the name right, this is the extra normal summon one. And that was added, judging by the art, was added way later. Let me check the date. Whoa, yeah, this is a 2020 card. In Eternity Code. Wow, so that was passed when they were making tops. So Konami did try to give them a little bit of a dovetail, but it didn't work. This is Madolche Salon. You can see we got a little salon. We're teaching the princess and the littler princess, stuff. The cat is there. I did not notice, but Glace Soufflé has a little hand puppet. Oh, yeah, no. This card has been printed once. This is one of those weird chicken and egg situations where this card was printed once as an Ultra, probably because Konami thought that... Because, like I said, Madolche did some tops in 2019. They probably thought, ooh, okay, we'll give them some more support. It'll bring them back. This card didn't do shit in the 2020 meta. This was, height of, 60-card Eldritch Pile and Adamancipator Block Dragon shit, Infernoble first run, where Charles, rip 4 kind of shit. So, Madolche never went anywhere, and this card straight up hasn't been reprinted in 3 years. Konami, what the fuck? The art is adorable, though. Look at Petting Sister's little face. She's very mad.
I was about to say, my favorite part is just the fucking hand puppet. Look at him.
Yeah, no, the hand puppet is great. I think that Glace Soufflé is teaching math. 1 + 1 is 2, or 2 + 2 is 4.
If you have this many candies and we take this away.
But the Two Sisters is very funny to me because Pudding Cess is full blown shit-eating green, yes, I'm perfect, and Petting Sister is just brain no work, head empty, only candy.
Yeah, I can't tell if she's holding a crayon or if she's holding candy.
I think she's got a crayon or a marker, yeah. So this is their double normal summon card. And it says a lot that this came out so late in the cycle. This is a continuous spell card that says, during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Madolche in addition to your normal summon set. You gain this effect once per turn. If another Madolche card you control is in your graveyard is added to your hand or shuffled in the main deck by a card effect, set a Madolche spell trap directly from your deck except Salon. You only use this effect of Salon once per turn. This card is phenomenal. Double normal. And when you shuffle, you get to set directly from deck. Setting from deck is very important. That is one of the few card effects that completely dodges Ash Blossom. You cannot Ash that. This card should be crazy. And probably in a different meta would have made Madolche very relevant. But it didn't, so the card is still like $13. Which is a shame. But yeah, that's one of the little... spicy card. Oh, yeah, I did pull up the other counter trap because it's got a very funny card art. Yeah, I mean, you can't activate them on your opponent's turn because it doesn't say that, but it does let you set... At least I didn't think it said that. Let me check the parentheticals.
Next card art better be adorable.
Well, you have to wait till I cycle back because I moved away. Yeah, you can't activate it that turn, so you got to be careful. But let me pull T-Break into full view. So yes, I love Pudding Cess's expression here. She's just trying to drink her tea, and Magdalene is just kicks open the window. Hello, I'm here.
Yeah,
I think. Sorry.
That's why I started laughing. I see Butler, I see Maggie, and then just slide over. You see her fucking expression.
I just noticed that the Butler has for his tie and his shoulder pads are bread loaves.
Yeah, he's got some bread. That's good.
But
yeah.
I've noticed I think it's Pudding Cess is freaking out because the tray's falling over.
Yes. Magdalene has come in with such a great entrance that she's tilting the tea tray. Just like,
oh no,
okay.
Must be Princess Lee and drink the tea, but I don't want the shelf to fall over.
So I mentioned before that they have 2 negates. This is their spell trap negate. It's basically the exact same as the monster negate, though it's produced a little earlier. When you have no monsters in graveyard, negate a spell trap negation. Return it to the hand, which is awkward. But also says then if you control a pudding cess, you can destroy a card your opponent controls. So you do want to be careful about this, because if your opponent just activates a normal spell that's repeatable, that doesn't help you at all. They can just activate it again. But it's great against trap cards. Bouncing traps back to hand is very brutal for most of them. And against like cards that are hopped is pretty gnarly. But there is a reason why this was one of their like original cards, and some of their others came later.
Is that it? Have we gone through all the spell traps?
No. There's more spell traps. I only have one more art I really want to show, but there are a couple more to mention because they're good.
Sorry, that's what I meant. The ones you wanted to show.
Yes. This is the last one I want to show. This is Madolche Ticket. Ticket is a very important card, but also, I think it's kind of interesting to look at because it's got, Messenger Lotto is delivering a message and Queen Tiramisu is, I don't know, I guess magically replying.
Look at that fucking wax-sealed heart on that letter.
Yeah. We're having fun here. So, Ticket is one of their crazy cards, like, again, that made this deck good for a long time. Again, came out in the original wave of support. It says, when a Madolche card is returned from your side of the field or graveyard to your hand or main deck by a card effect, so any return effect, add a Madolche from your deck to your hand. A monster specifically, but, it's still good there. If you control a face-up fairy-type monster, you can special summon the monster from your deck in attack position instead of adding it. You're going to use the effective Ticket once per turn. So, yeah. Ticket just gives you, again, infinite replacement. You add a guy back to hand or shuffle him back, you just instantly get to search a new guy or summon a new guy. Like, just extension, extension, extension. I am honestly kind of surprised that they have not made their way into, like, a modern generic Link deck, because there has to be a really easy access code line in here somewhere. I guess the problem is just that there are easier access code lines. But let me double check some of their spell traps to see if there's anything else we're forgetting, because that is also most of them. They have a really great trap card called a normal trap called Madolche Palooza, Madolche Happy Festa in Japanese. That says special summon any number of Madolche monsters from your hand, but shuffle them to the deck during your end phase. Obviously a little hard to set up, but still really useful. And then, actually, I'll grab the art for this as our finale, because that's kind of cute. Let's bring up Madolche Waltz. So, Pudding Cess is dancing aggressively. I'm sure Chevalier's toes are destroyed. Waltz is not a super great card. It's a continuous trap that says every time a Madolche monster you control attacks or is attacked after damage calc, do 300 to your opponent. Trying to give it like a win con to do chip damage. You really don't play this in there. It's a cute attempt, but it's not super great. But it's very cute.
I just like all these spell traps, like fill up like what were the scenes of, like, I guess the movie would be of being like Angeline's visiting, and then it just what the day of life in the castle, the chateau is like. I guess just like showing.
Yeah,
all
Madolches
the
are very like
slice
of life stuff. It's cute.
You're not wrong. I
It
also
would show the
thought of
different.
that.
So it's like there's just like a ballroom set, and it's like that with like a whole like 5-minute music scene.
Chevalier is just like, I wasn't built for this. Dance.
I am here to ride. But yeah,
Where's my horse?
that's
He
basically
has a
Madolches.
piano coat though, so
Oh yeah, I mentioned the piano code earlier.
Yeah.
he's probably used to playing music.
So yeah, that's gonna
He's
bring us to the end
overhanding.
of Madolches.
He really is. He is overending.
I think that's supposed to show you like how aggressively she is dancing, because he's got the leading hand, but like his supporting hand can't catch up to her. He's like, holy shit, that's not how the waltz works.
I can totally picture her just like spinning him in place, like doing that dance move.
Yeah. It's a lot of weird monsters in Phantom Nightmare they're talking about and stuff.
That's a very cute card.
Yeah.
Any more thought acts?
No, I just think it's cute. It's very precious.
Oh, it's got the chessboard thing you see for some
checkerboard stuff
going on.
Very popular in pastry. I can't find the link to the
very easy pattern.
New aroma cards again. So I will not bother. So that means next week, ending our spooky time.
I mean, I can dig them up pretty quickly.
Nah, it's fine. We don't need to be here too long. We can move out naturally.
Alright, could we really talk about, I guess, I feel like this don't really have a time to ask you guys about this before I guess you guys do 14 or something. I don't know, put my Elden Ring or anything. But, does the ban list do anything? Like, does the ban list update do anything?
Probably not. I don't remember anybody reacting to it. Maxi, by the way, gained a whole percentage point again. It's at 93.
Oh my god.
As Hardleg said, more people play Maxi than have health insurance in America.
I need to see how many people, like, how many concurrent players does Metro have right now, actually?
Literally right now, I don't know. But it's had some big ones. It's a lot. Like, it's percentage-wise, it's crazy.
Yeah, it goes up and down.
I do at least appreciate that, it turns out that the consistency hits to Kashtira are working.
I heard Kashtira is just not a good deck anymore.
Yeah, so it turns out that when you limit the deck's consistency by pinching pots, prosperity especially. Also, I would assume honestly, probably Extrav to 1 is also still going to continue that line. Personally, let me double check the exact ban list update.
Okay, before we go, actually, I'll wait to share this after the stream.
Okay.
Because the chat can't see this.
Yeah, it just kind of looks like Konami's doing like lots of little things. The newest update that just happened is Ben 10 to 3, Fractal to 3, Pot of Extrav is back down to 1 after being at 2. A Pointer of the Red Lotus is completely banned. That I don't know what.
Pointer of the Red Lotus.
Yeah, Pointer. That's the card that's pay 2k life points, reveal all cards in your hand, look at your opponent's hand, select a card. That card is banished until your opponent's next end phase. The OCG had it at 3. The TCG had it banned, so Master Duel went from OCG to TCG list. It's weird.
Weird.
Like I get Extrav. The OCG is a little harsher on pots than others, but Extrav is probably played a lot because it's a super rare, so it is literally easier to get. It's easier to craft, Konami.
I'm still waiting on new Zark.
Yeah, you're waiting on the Zark stuff. I'm probably not going to be super passionate until we get to Gate Guardian, but Lab is still good, so.
You can
yeah, they also did an early list as well that was like yesterday. They did like 2 stacks. Oh, that's wrong. Oh, why you got the ban list different? But they put like Yatagarasu to 1, Ptolemaeus to 1, and Unlimited Blaster as well. So like it's a cute little ad, but I don't know. Maybe they're just waiting to get their info back from the Duelist Cup that just ended before they do a big sweeping ban list. Man, I'm not super enthused about Master Duel. I just had to log in to buy my Lilla Treat sleeves. But yes, next week, Fire Kings. I may accidentally say Fire Fist sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it's Fire Kings. After that, Bujins, because they added a solo mode. which is arguably funny. Like I said, I could not figure out how to play Bujin Zodiac to defeat Bujin Lunalight, but that's just a me thing. I don't know shit about Zoo, other than make Trident pass, but that doesn't beat Lunalight. Shocking, I know. But some of the other decks were fun, and it let me kind of kick the tires on my Labyrinth Brew.
Just keep running at that brick wall. Eventually you break through.
Well, eventually I'll just get... Well, actually, I don't... Do I have to make a really big boar bow or a hammer Kong? Like, my problem is I don't know how Zodiac actually wins the game other than Trident control. Like, where's the OTK? How do I make my opponent die? Because with Lunalight, they can just sit on assholes forever until they get Lunalight Fusion and can make a big guy who can't be destroyed. It's a question for later, chat. Anyway, we're going to get on out of here. Make sure to tune in tomorrow for Final Fantasy XIV. You'll probably see some more Shadowbringers, and you'll probably see some Fall Guys stuff, because that's all out.
Yeah. Mega might actually get to the first dungeon.
Yeah.
Might.
I hope we all do team up for. I hope we do the Fall Guys thing tomorrow. Actually, that'd be funny because we can get all 8 of us.
Yeah, we can get everybody in if people are in.
We also got you also have the Halloween event to do.
I've already done that. Kidding me? That was like last week.
Oh.
It was like 5 minutes. I already
didn't see it. Oh, I should go do that.
Yeah, it's been out. All Saints Week started like last Thursday.
I know.
It was weird. Omega Cyberstalked me when I did it.
Yeah, I did. I think I did it in the middle of the
It's
morning
not as long as the last one? Okay.
Oh, God, no.
You talk to some guys, and then you do some things, and that's it.
You do a big loop in Old Gridania. It's not a big deal.
Yeah. Oh, okay. The last few ones were like more elaborate, at least a little bit to it.
The emote's cute though, and I've already seen a mod that replaces the effect when you do the All Saints Wake cast with raid effects. Very funny.
Yeah. You're just minding your business. Suddenly, there's a tank stack marker on you.
But yeah, so tune into 14. If you haven't seen it already, please go back and watch Monday's Final Fantasy VII Remake video. Got through quite a lot of content there. We went a little long to catch up to Airbuster so we can have a fun time. And also, check out, we did a bonus stream on Saturday, streamed Alan Wake 2 for about 5 hours. That should be coming back this Thursday. That's mostly everything from me. You know, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join our channel membership. Support us on Patreon. You know, every little bit helps as I stare at my ever-growing grocery lists because of fucking inflation. So, you know, anything you can do to pad out those hits would be great. Thanks for your support, everybody, so that I can continue to eat. And we'll be seeing you guys later. All right, night, everybody.
Bye.